So Saturday morning and setting up for sprint day, and it's beautiful out right now. It's really time that people should be taking advantage of cool weather. I understand that a lot of times people like to sleep in on the weekends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But wow, this is really a beautiful time. And honestly, I don't mind that people aren't up and out right now, as I just try to think of how am I going to configure this today. I did a little different last time, so I think we'll go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But there's a calm that you really get to enjoy. So I'm not gonna go high knees, shuffle. Let's try it this way today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like to try different ranges, different movements on my warm-ups. So we're gonna get shoes on. Got my cleats, but I'm gonna wait on those. I have a different set of cleats as well, but these are a little more acclimated for being able to kind of jump. Keep my feet comfortable. And these white ones, they're just old beat up ones, but they've served well over the years. And because I kind of have an attachment to shoes, I tend to keep them a lot longer than they need to be kept. But that's okay. Even when they just serve as something like shoes that you can wear to the pool, I've actually worn those in the pool while doing my running, just to keep my feet from being torn up. Let's get a sip of water. My jog isn't predicated on much more than just getting myself warmed up, kind of giving yourself like a test run, making sure everything feels good. What I like most about being out here is the consistency to challenge yourself. I think we do that in a lot of places that we're forced to for our survival, such as work, maybe school, if we're trying to advance. But I think there's something pure about just taking it upon yourself. In doing so in the most natural way that we can. We're born to be able to run, jump, move, and that's at all stages of life. So where we're going right now is we're going to go with some dynamic stretches, dynamic movement, I guess. Go some high knees, some shuffles, back pedal, but I like to make sure that I'm doing it my shuffles and karaoke's, my lateral exercises, in both right and left direction. So let's go. Just keep myself moving. Make sure I grab my water in between these, and then I'll go butt kickers and karaoke along with the back pedal. So I'll jump on that one now, grab some water, try to keep the rest time a little bit down, but I don't want to get overwinded either, so here we go. And I really like to try to make sure that I'm getting a solid change of direction when I get that cone. So when I get here, I want to make sure I get that step to shuffle or to karaoke. And when I get here, I want to be able to bam, start pushing off explosive directions, movement, change of direction. Okay, so what I like to do is swap. So I'll start at this end now. I feel like it just gives you, like in football or rugby, you would switch at the half. Basketball, you switch at the half. So you get used to doing things starting in a different direction. So we got high knees, shuffle, high knees, back pedal. So one of the rules that I used to put in place, and I need to, is that when we're doing the high knees and the butt kickers on this duration of 10 yards, 25 steps is what you want to get in. So what it means is you are moving your feet fast, but in a very progressive manner. You're not taking huge leaps just to get through it. That was one thing that I implemented, and I think for the most part muscle memory kind of covers it, but I know I can sometimes do 20, so it just means I need to get a little bit more in. So let's see what we get with the butt kickers. And I know that there's different forms of butt kickers where you can bring the knee up more and do that. I'm just basically wiping my feet, but we're gonna go with it. Here we go. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, sorry, got that. Go. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22. So, one thing I was sloppy on there, and part of here was my back pedal. I was more popped up rather than sitting down and really pushing back. But a little fatigue factor, and that's why we're out here. That's exactly why we're out here. Grab a little more water. Gotta stay hydrated. Gotta stay hydrated. And that's not just during the workout or getting right to it beforehand. That's staying hydrated during the course of your day. Waters, liquids, watered foods with water in them, your vegetables, your fruits. Because it's beautiful when the sun comes up, but we're at a season where it's warm now. It's gonna start getting warm. So we really gotta make sure. Okay, I got through 2 of those, and that's good for me. So we're gonna move on. Okay, let's get out the ladder. I want to find a spot. It's a little bit low, so it's kind of fast. But I do like the green. But it sits a little high. So I'm gonna go with this spot right over here. Let's get it straightened out. So I think I'm gonna stay with these dragon cleats for now. Again, very solid cleat, but they're all rubber at the bottom. But for this terrain, they do extremely well. Okay, so what I need now, we're just gonna work on our footwork and just really try to, really just try to get ourselves through. So I'm gonna start with 1 foot going through. We're just gonna go pop, pop. And I'm going to turn back around. I started with my right foot, so I'm going to come back starting with my left foot. I always want that ability to change up, that ability to change. So we'll go through that again. Here we go. Right foot. Come back. Left foot. Nice and easy. I got a beat up ladder here. So I think where we're gonna go now is just hop in and out. In, out, in, out, in, out, out, in, out, in, out. Pace, 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 pace. And we'll go back. Same thing. Pace, 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 pace. When I get a little more advanced, I'll do forward and backwards. I think multi-directional is important. So we'll go ahead and throw one of those in. Here we go. Okay, we'll keep it moving. I'm gonna give myself the zigzag. So we're gonna come through here, back, just kind of weave ourselves forward. Now there's a couple ways. I know a lot of people will do both feet out, and that's okay. A lot of times I'm just leaving the one over the middle and not taking that second foot out. So I'm gonna start on the right side. When I come back, I'll start on the left. Another part to this is really working on keeping the eyes up as well. I know I look down a lot. Using the arms too. Here we go. So we say we start on the right, so this time start on the left. Hopefully I got that right. So I started on the right last time. So I'll go through and do a couple lefts just to be sure. Morning. So that was left. And last time I started over here, so I'm gonna start over here. I mean, I feel pretty fluid, and that's really what you want to do, is just be able to say, okay, I feel good. I'm sure there's a lot of technical areas that I can always improve upon. I know there are, we all can. So for me, I would say keeping my head up and maybe not leaning so far over, but I'm still good with the progress. It's always a work in progress. So I'm gonna go from there. I have one that I made up, so we're gonna go behind, step, step, behind, and then we're here. Or it's gonna keep doing the diagonal progression, but we're gonna put a foot tap behind us. So starting on the right side. There we go, so we go. So head up will definitely get you out of sorts on some of these. That's okay though. That is okay. Can't be afraid to fail. So we started on right side. This time we're starting on the left side. This isn't smooth, but we're gonna keep going. The one thing I don't like is to just stop in the middle of it. Keep going. The field of competition in life is not always going to allow that you get to just stop and say, let me start over. So get used to recovering in the moment and progressing the right way, or just getting through it and then learning from it. It's beautiful. Sun coming up. It's still very nice out. Very nice out. And I'm feeling the warm in my legs, back, a little tight, but I feel good. Feel very good. So we're gonna move on. And I think this is where I'll get the cleats out. I'm gonna sit on my bag. There's a lot of burrs over here. And I've got about 4 different pairs of cleats. But I brought these ones out today. I think these will serve well. And I've noticed that I have a thing for getting more baseball oriented cleats. Not sure why. I don't specifically go out and say I'm going to go get baseball cleats, but maybe that's a lot of times because I get a lot of these at Goodwill, things like that. So maybe that's just what some of the baseball players are giving away as opposed to the football players. And you may see more wear and tear on football cleats. These aren't bad, but I think it just depends on how my feet feel when I get out here, what my week's been like with work. You know, there's a lot of variables into what I was talking to earlier, challenging yourself. And a lot of times it's like, have I challenged myself thoroughly during the week? And has that pushed me to a point where I might need the rest more than I actually need to come out and just burn myself out? I mean, a lot of times we see sports documentaries, videos, clips, things like that of people working hard. You hear the inspirational music and you hear some guy yelling about don't quit and things like that, and that's all good, but you also have to look behind the curtain and what does that mean during their everyday life? What's their week like? Is their week like yours? Because a lot of times you really do have to count a lot of those things in. It's not making an excuse for not putting in the work, but it's saying that I actually have a 40-hour job. I actually have to work overtime. I have 2 jobs. I have, X amount of children. I have all these other things that don't allow that I can just get up and just go do it the way that that person's doing it. So my point is you have to figure out what's going to work for you and how you can implement that into your life and make it the equivalent of what you're seeing and inspired by. But by all means, we can't all go to the gym at 5 in the morning and do 1,000 jump shots before going to the gym for 4 hours. And we don't all have that ability or that luxury. Okay, let's get to it. So I'm gonna fold up my ladder, or at least get it out of the way, because I'm gonna go from cone to cone right now. And this is just, again, being explosive and change of direction. So let's see how we're feeling. I'm gonna start down here, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm gonna sprint through it at the end. And this is more like route running, or just something rugby-like or whatever. Just let me just get out, be explosive, change directions. Let me zip up these pockets so I don't catch a thumb. All right. So I messed that one up. 1 there, back, there, and back. I'm not sure why I got confused, but this is where having someone else with you definitely helps, in having a team, because fatigue can start to give you forms of amnesia. Okay, let's do it again. Can't lie, I'm a little tight here, a little tight in my back, but we'll be all right. Wasn't pretty. Was not pretty. Part of it, small part of it, is these cleats aren't as comfortable as I thought they would be. They're a little harder on the bottom. So I think I'm going to swap. So we're going to swap out to these. These are a little bit softer as far as like just the sole. Doesn't have as big of a toe box, but it's also softer. So let's see how these serve. Yeah, those feel immediately better. Okay, got different cones to set up a different angle. Let's see if this has a better effect. But yeah, I am feeling a little so-so in the quads and back. So it's all right though. Now I did start with my right foot the last couple times, so maybe I should start with the left. And on the other side. Let's see what we got. It's okay, but it's not smooth. But again, the point is the challenge to get out here and do it. So I'm gonna move on to just the straight sprints without going back and forth. And see how I feel here. So last week I did feel much more loose, much more relaxed running the sprints. Side note though, I do have to acknowledge I've been sleeping on the couch this week. Sometimes I get into those pockets where I do that, and it's not exactly good for a rest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Move it up a little. 11, 9, 30, 9, 40. How's my line? That's okay straight. Right here there's a berm. It starts to go up a little, so I want to stay as flat as possible. So this is the most inconvenient part of filming everything is to try to film an entire 40 wide view. Doesn't always pan out the way you want it to, and like right now I don't think you can see me, so you'll see me popping into view right about now, and that's okay. So we'll get a couple of these in, see how we feel. Okay, let's put one foot down and get to it. Not bad. These cones are really crooked over here. That's okay. Felt good. It didn't feel bad. I think I felt a little more fluid last week. And again, I'm only getting this kind of workout in once a week. So I make the most of it. But I think as long as I'm keeping some sort of progress, then I'm good, or at least maintaining. Wouldn't have been a fast time, but I got out well. I think once I got out of my drive phase, I felt okay as far as the lifting, things like that. And the last bit is, I'll have to look back, but I was thinking it as I did it was to run through and not to my finish. Run through it, not to it. So here we go. And you see the rest time. I don't know what sprinters necessarily do, but I feel like the rest time was plenty, like if it was in a football or rugby sense, because you don't have a timeout or something. But I'm still adjusting cameras and stuff like that, so that's okay. And I'm an amateur. So, not good. My right hip, just in the front, not necessarily like ball and socket, but whew, tight. I want to give it one more to see. My goal was to get 4, but I'm also a huge proponent of train smart, not brave. So what does train smart, not brave means? Don't overdo it in the name of toughing it out. A lot of times we can do more damage to ourselves if we're feeling a certain way. So it's the old adage, are you hurt or are you injured, or things like that. I don't think I'm necessarily injured, but I also don't want to get injured trying to work through something that for the most part is pretty uncomfortable. So I'm gonna shut this down. I got some good work in, able to share a little bit of what it is when you hear that I did my sprint workout, or if you see bits and pieces, little stories of me in a full run. It's the sprint workout. It's not reinventing the wheel, but the sprint, as far as the concept of what it was, going through all those things, that's something that Impact has had in its arsenal for well over a decade now, and it's given a lot of people, a lot of the athletes that have come through, some really good results, really good positivity about what they're able to accomplish. Whew. And it served well in actual fields of competition. My oldest daughter was a cross-country runner. It really helped her with her final kick. My girl's mother, she was military. A lot of these workouts had helped her with her PT testing. We've seen guys who wanted to be fighters. We've seen rugby players, guys I played football with, guys I played rugby with. We've had all sorts. People who just wanted to come out and just challenge themselves in a different way. And sprint has always been an integral part of it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed what we got going on here. And even though I'm by myself, it's still very much a part of a lot of people who partake in it or who have partaken in it. Once it's in you, it doesn't come out. HWPO, hard work pays off. Impact Athletics Association.